So today, I thought here in the kitchen of Ebony Ivy and Thyme that we would put together a breakfast casserole. And this breakfast casserole is not just for the holiday, it's for any time you want a casserole that you can put together that's going to be easy to serve and that your family's going to like. So we're going to work on that today. Now, I've got the eggs that I need. We're going to need some green peppers. We're going to need some onion as well. We're also going to want, now you have an option. I'm going to be using half and half. You may decide to use something a little less calorie dense, but for the holiday, I thought I'm going to go whole hog with the half and half so that it will come out the way it's supposed to. I have a stack of cheese because after all, breakfast casseroles require cheese, and you can pick the variety that you like. I have extra sharp cheddar. I also have some pepper jack because I like a little heat. Now, if you want more of you could use Gouda, you could use Colby Jack, Monterey Jack, whatever it is that you like. You could choose those. I'm going to top it with a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. That's going to go on top because our family likes cheese. And the nice thing about this casserole, now I'm preparing it in two 8x8 dishes. And the reason for that is because I'm going to prepare enough in here. It's enough for 4 servings, literally divided into 4 servings. And I'm going to prepare enough for both of those. And when I'm finished with them, I already know that sometime during the holiday that it's just going to be the big eye. So I'm going to use my Snapware, and once the casserole is cooked, then I'm going to divide it and put enough for a day of breakfast casserole into each individual Snapware, and that way I can put it into the freezer, take it out when I'm ready, just warm it up, and we're good to go. Now, so I've got fresh scallions that are here. We're not going to need any toast right now because I made homemade biscuits, so I got them sitting off to the side, and I made some jam. Oh my goodness, it's the prettiest jam. Let me show you. This is what I call Christmas jam. Can you see how pretty it is? It is so nice and red. And so pretty soon that video is going to upload as well, so that if you want to be able to have Christmas jam on your table, you can do it, and it's easy to do. And you know, the nice thing about this, I put the ribbon on it because this is actually going to be a gift for someone. So it's one of those reasonable holiday gifts that we can use. So let's work on that. All right, first thing we need to do is to start chopping. You know, that's the usual spot. And this morning, we need to do that. So I've got the knife ready. We're going to, my vegetables have been cleaned. And we're going to get that chopped. I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic morning. You know, it's pretty early, and some of you may be getting your kiddos ready for school. And that's, you know, that's one of those things we have to do. Now, at this point, my kiddos are grown, so that's not something I have to do. But occasionally, I might have the grands with me. And so on those days, yes, I'm up and I'm moving fast. So I'm going to dice this green pepper small, because while we like green pepper, we don't like large chunks. So we're going to dice it as small as possible. And then we'll go back through it to to make sure that if some large chunks got in there, we can get those cut as well. So we want to just get everything nice and clean. There's a little piece of the pepper stem. I just want to make sure it's all finished up. Now I'm going to dump all of this on this piece of, I keep these. These are the little clear cutting boards that you get at the Dollar Tree. They're great because you can just put your vegetables on there as you're cutting, and they fold up very nicely so that you can put them, you can just ease those vegetables right into your pot. So we're going to get all of this cut, making sure that we use every bit of it because, you know, we're not wasting anything. We want to make sure we have used what God has provided. All right, so let's get this one cut. I'm cutting it into thin strips and then turning it so I can dice it. And then we can stack here. What have you been doing for getting your process of getting ready for Christmas? We've been, we kind of had a halt put on things this year, and we haven't been able to get out as much as we'd like. We had an emergency, and unfortunately, that just put a little damper on some of the things that we really wanted to do. But, you know, we're here, and I'm thankful for that, and thankful that what was going on was taken care of. And it might slow us just a little bit, but you know, it hadn't stopped us. That's a good thing. All right, our green pepper is just about, he got lost over there. Our green pepper is done. I'm going to put it over here in this bowl. Dump all of that in. Oops, you can't see that. All that into the bowl. And see how you can fold these? They are so nice. So easy to work with. So we can just put all of that down in the bowl, and I can reuse the sheet. Now let's get our onion, get that cut, and get all the skin off because we don't like to eat that. Now today I'm not going to necessarily save these, but sometimes I do. I save all the skins and the ends of the onion because we can use it later to throw into broth if you're making homemade broth. And so we are not doing that for the next couple of weeks. So I'll be cutting enough onions and dicing enough onions and peppers over the next couple of weeks that I won't have to worry about having enough for broth. So, okay. Now, are you making plans for 2025? I have already gotten my planner for 2025. I'm using the Jaboon Techno, and I really like it. I started it purposely in December so that I could get used to it and decide how to make it mine. For those of you who follow me, you know I'm such a B6stology person that you just wouldn't think that I would go to another planner, but I did, and I'm learning how to use it well and getting very comfortable with it. But I have to admit, now on my desk I always have a larger planner. And my larger planner is a Happy Planner. Now, sometimes I use the Kelva plan, and I like hers too. But what I like about Kelva plan are her stickers. Oh my goodness, they're beautiful. So I'll have to share some of those with you. I'm sure you've probably seen them because I know there are a lot of people out there who are using them, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So if you're one who likes a lot of color and floral and changes that you can make, then that's a great option. And there are other designers that are out there who are making beautiful stickers. All right, that's 1 onion. And I need, let's see, how much onion do I need? I need probably, I better go ahead and dice this other onion so that I have about the same amount of onion and green pepper. Now, you know what? The big guy's going to be so tickled when he finds out he has breakfast. The coffee's already going over there. And so when he comes down, he'll have hot breakfast with biscuits, homemade biscuits. And I think he'll enjoy that. Okay, so let's get all this skin off. It does not want to come off today. But, you know, that's the way it goes. All right, there we go. Take that little end off just a little bit and hold on to that. Do the same here. We're just going to make little half moons and then turn those little half moons into little small dices. Okay, so we can stack all of that together, turn it, and when we cut through it this time, it's going to make these little teeny tiny pieces of onion. But I've got some of the skin that's showing up in some places. Yep. Okay. All right, we got our onion ready to go. So we're doing that last dice so that they are nice and small and you won't have big chunks of onion in your mouth. That's a good thing. Now this particular recipe, like I said, serves a lot. And if you decide, if you have a large group coming for breakfast, then you may need to double it, because technically this would go in like a 9 by 13 dish, even though I'm not preparing it as a 9 by 13. I'm doing the 2 8 by 8s. But, you know, you have options of being able to multiply. And this particular recipe also takes 12 eggs. So those are some things that if you're planning to do this, you've got to make sure that those items are on your grocery list. All right, so the onions are done, the peppers are done, and that's all the slicing and dicing for, oh, no it's not. I need a little bit of chopped green onion. These are very nice. They look very good. They're pretty fresh. You know, sometimes you get them from the grocery store and they're not as fresh as you'd like for them to be. But these are in pretty good shape. So I'm going to take the tops off. And I'm actually just going to use this as garnish at the end. So I'm going to cut them and slice them, even though I'll probably end up putting most of these into a container to use later, because the big guy likes his scallions. You know, I love this casserole because you can prepare all kinds of breads and toast. You can serve it with a charcuterie, a breakfast charcuterie board, and have fresh fruit on the side, some other cheeses that you might like. All of those things can go right along with it. Okay, so the green onion's prepared, and let's get a bowl for the green onion, because that's not going to be a part of what goes in the casserole. Okay, we're good to go. Now, watch this clean up. Voila, there it is. So this goes over in the sink. The knife is done. We're finished with that. And we can continue on. Now, I wanted to purchase one large log of Jimmy Dean sausage. And that may not be the sausage that you have in your particular area. You will have to basically look at your sausage, whatever your favorite sausage is. I purchased 2 pounds, so 1 pound each. And so we're going to go over to the stove and we're going to start to cook the sausage, as well as we're going to saute all of the vegetables while we're cooking that sausage, so the sausage is going to have good flavor. We're going to get it seasoned up, and once we've done that, then we're going to be ready to come back and assemble the casserole. So let's go over here, and I've got you where you can see the stove. Alrighty, so as you can see, I already have our 2 logs of sausage in. I've got that, and I'm trying to get you in a good spot here. I think that'll do. All right, so we're going to turn on the heat. I'm going to put it about on 7 because I do want this to cook, and I'm just going to use my meat chopper and chop up the sausage. Go. Now, you know, this probably is not going to be something that you're going to have often. It's for one of those, this would be great for like a Sunday morning, maybe coming back from church, and you want to have it already prepared so that all you have to do is put it into the oven, and then you have something special for your family. But it's not something you're going to prepare every day. So you can afford to splurge a little bit. On this. Now, so, isn't he cute? Let me show you. My spoon rest. He's precious. So, our spoon rest is there. Hello, hello, hello. And I'm glad to see you. Got Donna J. Good morning. The name of the planner is the Jibun, Jibun, and then Techno. Just look up Jibun, Techno, Techno. And what's a Hobonichi Techno? Well, put in the Jibun, and I don't think there's another name for it, but you know what? When I finish here, I will look it up and link it in the description box so that you'll be able to take a look at it. But I've been very, very pleased with it. Now, while I know this sausage has a certain amount of seasoning, I'm going to add a little bit of my house seasoning. So I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of house seasoning. And the reason for that is because of the fact that I already know we're going to have eggs, we're going to have other things that are going to be a part of our casserole. And so I want to make sure that every bite is delicious. Now I'm going to add some Mrs. Dash, which is my no salt seasoning. But because we have eggs, I'm probably going to add a touch of salt. So just be prepared, where I normally don't. Now, I had the choice as I was ordering the sausage and to get hot sausage. And I opted not to do that. The reason for that is because I want to be able to control the heat. I just want a hint of heat. I don't want it hot. So I'm going to put just a little teeny tiny pinch of pepper. And that's going to just add just a touch of heat to this casserole. But not enough that someone would, who's sensitive to heat, would have a problem with it. Okay, we need a little salt. I'm going to add just about, this is about a half teaspoon. And if you decide you want to do less, you can certainly do that. But remember, we've got 12 eggs that are going to be going in this, and they're not going to have any salt at all, no seasoning. So we have to make sure that this is well seasoned. All right. Now I got this going. I'm going to let this start a little bit, and then we'll add our veggies. And I know you're on there. We had such a good time. I don't know if Donna, if you were in the on the live last night. Denise and I were talking about some of the best 25 best tips to get us ready for 2025, and it really was a lot of fun. So you can go back to, if you didn't get to make it, go to Ebony Ivy Thyme with Leona and check it out, because it was fun. And you know what was really fun? It was funny when Denise and I were setting up. I had my hat on, and she said, "Oh, I forgot my hat." And off she goes, and she's running, going to get her hat. And so little did I know it was Mickey Mouse. I didn't see the ears until the show was just about over, but it was so cute, such a cute hat. All right, so we've got, I can put this over in the sink, okay, and get that spurtle out and get it ready to go. These are a lifesaver. I love my spurtles. And so we're going to cook this. I'm going to make a little well in the center, and that's going to be where I put the veggies. And our green peppers into the center. Looking at the mixture to see how much I need. I got 2 casseroles I'm going to be putting together, so I'm going to go ahead and add all of the green pepper. And I think I'll just go ahead and add the onion. And as you know, they are not salted. So there was another reason why we needed the salt, because these vegetables are going to need to cook. Now I have to tell you, I really like Jimmy Dean sausage. And I think it's, for the most part, very tasty, and has great seasonings. For Thanksgiving, I typically use the sage Jimmy Dean sausage. It has a lot of sage in it, and I use that for dressing, to have a sausage dressing. And so if you're planning dressing for Thanksgiving, keep that in mind. You may want to add some Jimmy Dean sage sausage to your dressing, because man, does it take your dressing to a whole new level. So we're cooking, and we're cooking enough. We talked about that last night. You know, we're preparing, we're prepping, getting ready, not just for today, but for another day. And that's one of those tips to keep in mind, that as we're cooking, that we want to, you know, if you're going to cook, you might as well cook enough for more than one day. And that doesn't mean you have to serve it necessarily that week, but you can certainly put it in the freezer and take advantage of that. But it does save you some time. It's nice to be able to walk in on a chilly day and know that you can go to your freezer and pop something out that maybe you can either throw in the oven or put in the microwave, and it's ready in a matter of minutes. So I'm going to let this cook, let it finish up, because we need the meat to, we need to make sure that our meat is done. No pink. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more black pepper. Of course, you know I had black pepper in the house mix, but not enough. Okay, just sprinkling some in. And for my new homemakers and new home cooks, keep this in mind. When you start to put a recipe together, now you might get mine and might use mine, but you may decide, ooh, I want to add a little something else, or I want to add more garlic powder, or maybe you might want to add fresh garlic. You can certainly do that. I'm not doing that this morning, but you could certainly add that fresh garlic in and have that fresh garlic flavor. Now let me show you while we're here. I've got my biscuits here ready, and you can tell these particular biscuits, the recipe that I used is my typical recipe, but the cutter that I used was a little large, and I like smaller biscuits, but the big guy likes larger ones because he can make sandwiches out of his. So we had, I catered to him and had larger biscuits. So we're going to put some Christmas jam on those biscuits and serve it with the casserole. So we're working on this. What are you guys doing today? Anything special? Let me know in the chat what you're doing, what you're up to today. Hopefully you have good weather. It's cold here, but it's beautiful. The sun is shining, and you know, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. You know, I'm okay with the cold as long as I have a little sunshine. And if it really gets cold, then I want snow. And occasionally I was talking to somebody and they were telling me, well, you know, we're forecasted to get 10 below zero. And I'm going, what? Is it snowing? And they said, no, I don't think we're going to get any snow. They're going to get snow farther north. And I was so disgusted because I'm thinking, you know, that's not right. If it's 10 below zero, then, you know, you got to have it all. If you're gonna have the cold, then have the snow. And if it's not going to snow, then it needs to be above zero. But anyway, we're glad to be able to get out and go. Okay, I think I've just about gotten all of the pink out. And you know this is going to go in the oven. So while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and put the oven on 425 and get that warmed up. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to turn on the fan. I'm going to put it on low, so you'll have to let me know if there's a problem with hearing, because I've got to turn the fan on initially. It's a gas stove, and it tends to smell when it first comes on. I love the oven, but I don't love the smell. All right, our veggies are ready. Our meat is ready. Oh, that looks so good down here in this skillet. Woo. See all our little green peppers. Everybody's happy in there. I'm letting this go just a few more minutes. Like I said, I want to make sure that our meat is well cooked. It's nice and juicy because we cook the vegetables in with it. And you can certainly divide this and just cook half of it. Maybe it's just you. And, you know, you would have enough for 3 days of vegetables. So, you know, or 3 days of casserole. And maybe have some once per week. So that's a nice thing. Okay, let me get some paper towel. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of these skillets. I'm using my cast iron over here. And I'm going to empty all of this into this cast iron with the paper towel, because we want to take out a lot of that juice. Yes, I've gotten quiet because we kind of have to focus when we're doing something like this, because what we don't want to do is to have most of this skillet on the floor, like I just had a piece to jump out. Okay, so that's done. And where did he go? Oh, there it is. Had a piece of meat fall, but that's okay. Now, we turn that off. We're finished there. And you'll see all of this nice hot sausage with peppers and onions. Now we're going to take this over to the counter where we can start the assembly of our casserole. Now I'm going to have to give this just a few minutes because it needs to do a little draining, and it also needs to just kind of clear, get a little cooler because we are going to be adding eggs to it. So I'm going to sit this off to the side and empty the trash. I'm going to get things situated. And so that's going to cool. Now I'm going to need another bowl. What did I do with? Oh, let me wash this real quick. Get it rinsed. This is the bowl we have the onions and the peppers in. Now I'm going to use this same bowl and we're going to put together the mixture that we're going to put over the sausage. Now, let me show you before we do this. We sprayed our casserole dishes. And what we're going to do is that we're going to start, it's layered with a layer of hash browns. So I'm going to put some hash browns into the bottom. And I'm going to get the other one. I think I'm going to have to even those out a little bit. Take some out of there and put them over there so they have about the same amount. And there's one, he needs to go. Okay. All right, so our layer of hash browns is on the bottom. Now, was that not easy? No slicing, no dicing of potatoes. You're using the Southern style hash browns. Those are the ones, and they have a little bit, tiny bit of onions and peppers in them. And some varieties have more. So you can look at the packaging and tell which one you may want. So our first layer is to put in the hash browns. Now I have to always come back. Now we've got our bell pepper, our onion, we've got all of that cooked. So we're going to put together the egg mixture at this point. So I'm going to whisk together our eggs, and remember we need 12. Let me open the trash bin here so I can just put them straight in. Now, I'm sure all of you who are home cooks, never crack on the side of your container because you stand the chance of getting little bits of your shell into your dish and into your egg. So you always crack on the side, and you can control that a little better. Okay, so we've got 5, 6, there's number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. There's your eggs. That's done. And I'm using the grade A extra large white. Okay, rinse my hands. And remember, 2 pounds of sausage You can either get the log of sausage, the long log, I think it's either 2 or 3 pounds, or you can certainly buy the smaller 1 pound logs. I did two 1 pound logs. All right, we need a fork. I'm going to use the big one, and I'm going to break these eggs up. This is a blending fork, and that I like to use, and it just whips those eggs up very quickly. Got it on Amazon. I typically use it for biscuits because it brings my biscuits together so quickly. Okay, no, that was quick. All right, now we need this. We need, as you know, I forgot, we're going to need some half and half, and we need 2 cups of half and half. Let me get our cup. So 1 cup measure. I'm opening this fresh. I did that because of the holiday. I know macaroni and cheese, all those things are going to be in order, so you might as well have some fresh. All right, that's 1. And that's 2. So we're going to give all of this a mix. Now, you know, we have to season as we go. So I'm going to add just a touch of house seasoning into this, which, you know, my house seasoning has black pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. So let's get that. That's why I was a little light when we were working on the. All right, got the pepper, got the onion and garlic powder. Let's give all that another zhuzh. Now we're going to pour this mixture over everything. All right, got the egg mixture, and now it's time. We're going to add our sausage, and I'm going to do a little bit of sausage in because it's still pretty warm, and I don't want to cook the eggs too fast. So I'm going to keep this moving and just start to sprinkle it in and bring it up to temperature. And then I can scoop in more as we go. Okay. Now I'm scooping so that I won't get any of the oils that are down in the bottom. You know, sausage gives off its own little fat, and while we like it, we don't want a lot of it. Okay. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but that's how drippy it is. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get some more paper towel. See if I can eliminate the rest of the juice. I'm gonna try to do that without making a real major mess. That wasn't too bad. And just have a little bit left. because we want all of it. We cooked it, we bought it, we're going to use it. Okay, all of that's in. Okay, there we go. Now, whew, that's done. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm just going to pour all that down there. We'll get all that cleaned up afterwards. I mean, wipe my hands, because we've got a little mixing to do. Now, we can fold that. Now, you know what else is going to need to go in here? The cheese. That's what my granddaughter used to call it when she was little. The cheese. Now, what I'm going to do is that I have some cheese that's sliced. And I did it purposely because I want it to be able to layer in easily. I'm going to put some of the pepper jack in. Make sure, you know, sometimes when you're getting the slices that you have those little papers that are in between. So don't put the papers in, just get the cheese. And notice how for those little dishes, this works out perfectly. Let me turn you where you can see. There we go. So you can see, putting that in, and if I can get you turned just a little bit more. Okay, is that better? Scoop those, and I have just enough and 4. Okay, now we've got 4 of those, and I have a couple of slices left that we'll be able to have later with some cheese and crackers, but that's going to take care of that. Now I'm going to take our mixture. I'm going to pour some of the egg and the sausage over this. And but before I do that, I'm also going to add my extra sharp cheddar to the mixture. So I'm going to put in about 2 cups of cheese. I think I can get all that in the bowl. And I'm just going to fold that in. Remind you of anything? It kind of reminds you of macaroni and cheese when you're trying to get that cheese sauce all together. And if you have a cheesy family like mine, you want cheese in every bite. Every bite. There we go. Oh yeah, that's it. Now I have just a little bit that's still left in the package, and you know I'm not going to leave that there. We're going to use it. I'm going to use this scoop, and I'm going to start putting our mixture into our casserole dish. And I'm going to do a little bit in each one so that we can make sure we get about the same amount into each one. So as of this moment, that's 2 scoops in each casserole. This is scoop number 3. For each one. You can spread as you go. And a little bit still left there. A little bit left there. And now we get to play with it. There we go. And I think this will be just enough for that one. Voila. Now, okay. Okay, all of that's going to go in there. Now let's clean up just real quick. Quick clean. Our casserole dishes are right here so you can see them. There's one. And here's number two. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to take the rest of that triple cheddar, and we're going to sprinkle it over our breakfast casserole. This is going to be so good, so good. I'm going to put a little bit of our parm, just a little bit. And you could certainly use Ritz crackers. You could put that if you want it, if you like more of a bready topping. But the big guy is going to really love having breakfast today with breakfast casserole and a biscuit with that Christmas jam. Oh my goodness. I think that'll be Christmas to him just by itself. Okay, I'm going to rinse my hands and I'm going to get you a little closer to our casserole. Now, I didn't wipe off the side. We got to clean it up a little bit. I got a little bit of cheese on the side. And we want to make sure we get that off because we don't want it to really bake on our dish. Even though we've sprayed it, we want to try to keep it clean so that it comes out very nicely. Alrighty. Now just imagine serving this for Christmas morning. Oh my goodness. Your family will love it. This is the breakfast casserole. We're going to put it in the oven for, I have set it on 425, and we're going to cook it until it's hot and bubbly and the eggs are set. So you'll have to play with your oven. But 425 is a good place to start. If your stove tends to be a little hotter, then you may want to drop it to 400. And since we're using glass dishes, it's suggested that you use 25 degrees less. So even though I started the oven at 425, I already know I'm going to cut it back to 400 and let it cook. Now, if you think it's going to get too brown on top, then you may want to lay a sheet of aluminum foil over it until the last few minutes. Just spray that foil with a little bit of your cooking spray so that it won't stick, and then you can put it in. But I think we'll be okay at 400 to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oven. Now I know you're not going to want to wait 30 or 40 minutes. But mm, 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 mm. This is going to be so good coming out of the oven. So be on the lookout on the Ebony Ivy Thyme with Leona community page, because I'm going to post a picture of what we've done together this morning. Let's see who. Natasha, hello, and Madeline, hello. You know what? This is delicious. And you remember Jerry was talking about she wanted the recipe for it. So as soon as I finish, I'm going to upload the description in, and you'll be able to have a written description there. But you have everything. Everything is right here in the live. So let's get this in the oven. Now, I'm putting one in, and the other one I'm going to wrap well in foil. My camera's trying to fall. I'm going to wrap well in foil so that in fact I put a double lid on it. And this is going in the freezer. And on Christmas morning, in fact, probably Christmas Eve, I'll go ahead and put it into the refrigerator so we can thaw. And then Christmas morning, pop it into the oven, have some nice warm bread or toast or bagels or whatever it may be with that Christmas jam, and we're going to be ready. So, We've already made the jam. The jam is ready, and we'll have that. Today we're going to have it with biscuits. So this is ready to go into the freezer, except I need to make sure that I label it. This is our breakfast casserole. And today is 12, I think it's the 18th. And 24. So that's ready. So should something happen and for some reason we don't use this for Christmas, then I've got it for New Year's. How about that? So it'll be in the freezer. But you know, the thing of it is that you don't want to leave it long. I wouldn't leave it in there over a month. So try to use it within the month, and you'll be fine. So if you use it up before the end of January, you're good. And it should come out absolutely perfect. So, you know, guys, I pray that your Christmas is absolutely blessed. I know you're going to have wonderful, wonderful memories, wonderful, wonderful games and fun and laughter. Now, see, hey, Sue, good to have you. You said, are you having any additional family members for Christmas? Actually, no. I had guests for Thanksgiving. Everybody, they came for Thanksgiving instead of Christmas, and that probably worked out best because the big guy's a little under the weather. So I'm glad that he was able to enjoy his company, and we had such a good time. So we're actually invited out Christmas Day, which is going to be nice, and with my daughter. So we will have a great time. It's going to be a house full, and you know, she has the 3 grandkids who you see very often here on the channel, as well as lots of her extended family. So it's just going to be great. We're going to have a wonderful time. I am really looking forward to it. Lots of giggles, lots of dancing, lots of music, and lots of games. So it's going to be a great time. What are you guys doing? Oh, Sue, you have a Merry Christmas as well, and Madeline, Natasha, and all of you. Be blessed and have an absolutely wonderful Christmas, and a blessed entry into 2025. God bless. And like I said, check the community page in a little while because I'll post the picture of our finished casserole. See you soon. Mwah.